So can you tell the camera what your name is, please?
My name is Roy Owen.
So I'm going to ask you a few simple questions about racing in sports. Have you ever experienced any racing during a game or anything in basketball?
Yeah, it doesn't happen a lot, but I've definitely had it before. I think the first time I had it actually was when I was 14 years old. We travelled to Italy on a basketball tour, so I represented my county with my teammates. And during the time in Italy, they were actually making like monkey noises and things like that throughout the game. I wouldn't say it's something that happens a lot in basketball, but it can definitely happen. Even a couple of weeks ago, I was coaching a game, so I coach for Bristol Metropolitan Academy, and there was players on the sideline making various remarks at our students during the game that were racist also. So, although it's not something that happens all the time, it's definitely something that's still relevant and still can happen.
So in your opinion, what do you think is the cause of racism?
That's a big question. I think people's lack of understanding. I think people are. I think people are sometimes brought up to maybe think things are wrong or right and not really understand. Once you get to know people, especially in a school like Bristol Met where I work now, there's all different cultures and races, and the students that grow up in that don't really see the difference between different races and things like that, so it becomes normal. But I think people that maybe grew up in segregated backgrounds where they don't know both sides can still possibly be racism. I think that's a big question that I probably won't be able to answer, but I think it's just that. I think that a city like Bristol is quite diverse, and I think there's a lot less racism here to other cities I've been in. But I think it's usually just maybe ignorance growing up in segregated areas.
So going on to that point, do you think any of the sports can do something to prevent these situations from happening?
Yeah, I think in professional sports there should be real strict consequences. I know quite a lot happens in football. I think less so in basketball, just because it's predominantly played by black players. So I think it can happen a little bit less. But I think there should be heavy sanctions for fans. I think there needs to be awareness about it. This definitely happens. Again, I see a lot of those campaigns happen with football, but less so with basketball.
So, do you think the racism problem in sports is increasing or decreasing?
Just from my point of view and me playing sport, I think it's decreasing. I think when I was younger, if you went to specific areas or cities, or even like I mentioned before, a different country, it was likely to happen. I think now, moving forward, I think it's definitely less, but I still think there needs to be awareness made around it.
So last question, in your opinion, what do you think racism is?
Racism is when you are judged differently because of where you're from or the colour of your skin, and it's predominantly based off that fact, but also could be off religion, being from a different place. But I think when somebody's judged differently, usually for the wrong way, just off that, I think there's racism. I think there's a lot of things that are thin lines in between it as well, where people may judge you just for specific certain things, but I think overall it's just being just because your skin or where you're from or your religion.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. They're big questions, boy.